Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Roser, and I am Chief Coaching Facilitator and co-founder of my company, Strategic Life Coaching, LLC. Please join me for this video and others at my website, abundantlifeslc.com. This morning, guys, I kind of have a heavy heart because I got a couple of calls, one call and one text specifically, and a couple of people are already getting depressed and fighting this process, and they were reaching out for help. And I just can't stress enough, guys, that there are going to be issues that come up in your life that are going to cause you to go back again to those old narratives. And it's okay. I can speak to it. I've been there. I've done that. And I'm trying now to help people along this path and to help overcome those blocks that we put in front of ourselves unnecessarily. But it's easier said than done. And so what I wanted to do is take a step back here, and what exactly is the process of Strategic Life Coaching LLC? What do we do for our clients? And what am I now going to do for these two folks who find themselves struggling? So here's what happens. First of all, when you come to us, we're going to start with a discovery session, okay? And that's designed, and it's the process of finding and realizing things about ourselves that we're bringing to the table, and perhaps unearthing something. In my case, it was unearthing years of sexual abuse when I was a child, and anger and resentment and things that I was carrying along with me. And I found that those were bubbling and perking up from time to time, causing me to have a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. And that was the reason ultimately that I was searching for alcohol in order to calm those feelings. And it worked for a while. It worked until it didn't. My solution to these feelings also became a problem at some point, just like it is if you gamble, if you overeat. We're doing those things to feel better. And so if we can get down and unearth what's causing those uneasy feelings, then we have a chance to change and to become a better person, or the person that we want to be ultimately. So the main thing that I'm hearing from them, and again, I can speak to this. I've been there. I know what it is. Fear, that's what I'm hearing. And it's there, but what is it really? Well, it's unjustified, it's nameless, it's unreasoning. You can't self-talk your way out of it, at least I couldn't. And it's basically terror that we have inside of us. That paralyzes the efforts to convert retreating from things, as I did with alcohol, into advance, using a military term. So this discovery session is designed to uncover those things so that we can decide whether or not the plan is going to be able to help. And if that's the case, if we feel good about that first session, then we're going to go to what I call an assessment session. All interns, all doctors, all attorneys, all accountants, all professions have an assessment session when somebody comes to them for the first time. And they uncover things about themselves and their state of their estate plan, or their financial plan, or their diet and their exercise programs, or their emotional health. Like I had to go to a psychologist to get specific medication to help me with my emotional balance. That was done during an assessment process. So what we've done at Strategic Life Coaching is we've combined all of those areas, again, physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual, into this assessment session. It's 160 plus questions in order to unearth these things about us. So the evaluation of the nature, quality, or ability of someone or something. What qualities are we bringing to the table, or what things do we need to work on? What gaps are in our lives that we want to fix? Well, if you take nature, it's the basic or inherent features of something. And so that's the part I didn't get. I was trying to fix my insides with outside stuff. I was expecting other people to fix me, or buying more cars and more toys, and that would make me feel better. And it did, but it was very short term. None of it was lasting, and it always left me wanting. So the nature of me and what I was brought up with in some very unfortunate environments, that was me. That was inherent inside of me, and those things have to be worked on and rooted out. Otherwise, I stay in fear. And, I've been talking to him recently here again, and it's a joy to me. My boss's boss, Art Kinney, gave me an acronym years and years and years ago, early 80s, mid 80s, and he said, fear, Michael, is an acronym for fantasized experiences appearing real. And I've never forgotten that. And it helped me to understand that some of my fears are not real. They're imagined. Now, I certainly have fears, like we all do, about the stock market's craziness of late and how that affects us on a day-to-day basis and our retirement plans. The COVID situation certainly has a lot of fear attached with it, and people not wearing masks and just, going about their lives as if there's no problem, no fears. Our leaders don't seem to have a good grasp on it. Of course there's fear. We all have it. But what I'm trying to get at with my company is those fears that are imagined, that we're making worse. And that's the key, because in order to sustain any plan, we have to acknowledge what is our nature. What are we bringing to the table? And that takes some time. It takes some courage, but it's well worth it. At least it has been for me. So then we get to the actual transformation plan. After we've taken that assessment and after we've looked at you physically and taken all of your weights and all of your height, and we've looked at your back and we've assessed your muscle mass, we've assessed your posture, we've assessed your stability, your joints. I just got very bad news yesterday that I have rheumatoid arthritis, and that's something now that I'm going to have to deal with going forward, and it aches every single day, but I can take action on it, and I'm going to. So the transformation, a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance, a metamorphosis during the life cycle of an animal. Well, I used to act like an animal at times, but now I'm trying to go through this metamorphosis to change who I am physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially so that I can go forward with my life and live a life of abundance. And now we get back to what I've been talking to you guys about the last day or so, which is the last piece of this, which is the implementation phase of this plan. So as we develop the plan, now we're going to introduce you to assets that you can utilize in your life, like a psychiatrist if that's needed, a psychologist, a spiritual director, a nutritionist, a certified personal trainer, a chartered financial consultant, all of those assets, attorneys, accountants that you need. We're going to organize that all for you, and then we're going to implement it. Step-by-step plans, each little one every day that you can follow in order to transform yourself and all of your states of being, to try to take that nature that you were given and change that and work on that. Because my boss, Art Kinney, also said to me one time, Mike, if you make no decision, that's a decision. And what I found is I'm sitting there wishing all of this stuff to go away, trying to drink it away, trying to, with my ego and my pride, deny that it existed or get angry about it. None of that worked, guys, at all. And so I've done a lot of work organizing all this for you guys. I look forward to working with these two people. And please, it is difficult. It's not going to be easy, but just doing these little things, following that diet every day and so forth, you will see change. That metamorphosis will begin. Be patient and be tolerant, and let us help you. All right. Take care, guys. Bye now.